Morning, fellow zombies. Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Or are we emotionally deprived and sleep screwed up? This is your zombie out here in Roseman, California. The Weaver Agency of Roseman, California. It is 3:09, actually 3:10. It just changed on the West Coast. It is the 11th of October, 2023. Yeah, well. Yesterday was a sobriety birthday. Yesterday there should have been celebration. Yesterday there should have been celebration of tackling old King Neptune, or no, not King Neptune, King Alcohol. It troubles me. Not staying sober. It's also trying to stay honest with oneself. I couldn't celebrate it. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't even recognize the things happening, except to say that you're going through emotional trauma. You're going through flashbacks. You're going through seeing maybe portions of the world ending that you knew of, and it's hard to deal with the concept of it. Sobriety, yeah, it's supposed to be a big day, and people are supposed to be in the programs are celebrating it. Being clean and sober, just one day, is supposed to be a celebration in itself. But you also have to be honest with yourself concerning about the program, how you got there in the first place, and also about your pathway to get in there. You always have to do a constant four-step on yourself. A personal inventory checklist. Who you harmed in any way, shape, or form. And you're supposed to do it every so often, but you're constantly doing an inventory check on yourself to see if you're honest with anybody and everybody. The thing is about recovery is that it depends upon honesty. How you got there, how you not got there, how you ended up in the halls. It's supposed to be a story, sharing experience, strength, and hope, and the experience is the pathway that got you into the halls, and then what you're supposed to do after that, up to you and the higher power. I couldn't feel it yesterday, and I woke up this morning second guessing myself this morning. I have to be honest. I don't recall how screwed up I was in my life regarding alcohol. I don't remember it. I remember being alone, or forcing myself to be alone. Other times I'm trying to be with the family and trying to be part of it. It's said in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous that you're a whirlwind of disaster when your alcoholic mind is still going crazy and you're doing actions that's destroying anything and everything in your path that you thought you built up to last, and it wasn't. So ramshackled places, landmarks, epochs, eras. Trust blasted away. I wasn't quite sure if I was an alcoholic a long time ago. People I've heard in the programs could actually recall their first drunk and they laugh about it. They laugh about it because not that it's humorous, but it's like, I don't have to do that anymore. They don't have to do that. They made the choice. Sobriety or death. They chose life. They chose sobriety. They chose to live and to share what good fortune they have, even if it's going to a daily regime of a meeting or a weekly. Just make it a regime of dealing with their fellow alcoholics or addicts or whoever people in recovery. It's important to them. It's important for them to share their story so that maybe the newcomer can avoid the pitfalls, or maybe they're going through something that matters a great deal to them that they need to share because there's elements in the story that they remembered and they want to be part of it. They want to be part of the recovery. And being part of the recovery is sharing what you have. I was told in Psychology 101 a long time ago that sometimes we replace memories with different ones that we didn't even realize. Some memories are engraved. People can try to remember the first drunk or the first drink. I can't. I haven't been able to do that, except I don't even remember what the hell happened afterwards, if there was one. I remember hiding a great deal. I could try relating with the family. I could try relating to the other people. I can bust my ass to different jobs, but I don't think I was actually doing it right. If I was doing it right, I didn't even remember it. I was lucky enough I wasn't busted by the cops. I'm lucky enough I don't have that kind of record. And if I do, I don't even recall it. But something like that would have been recalled. It would have been remembered. And I don't recall having my family torn apart by my alcoholism. Ready for them to kick me out. Like we kicked out my brother one. It got to the point we couldn't deal with it anymore. My brother kept telling the story, and sometimes I wasn't quite sure if it was real or not. But they knew, my brother knew how bad I was getting. He'd take me to meeting halls, and they tried to talk to me. Or some of them avoided me like the plague. I didn't feel comfortable. I wanted to feel comfortable. I wanted to feel part of the world. But I didn't feel like, I didn't feel part of it or welcomed. It was David's world, not mine. What the hell was I doing here? Keeping an eye on him. He was getting clean and sober. Me, I'm dragged along. I'm hearing the messages left and right. I'm hearing these guys trying to talk to me left and right. My brother told me I almost got into a fight with one of them. I should have remembered that more clearly. Because I didn't want to deal with them. I was so damn screwed up in the head. I was screwed up in thoughts. I don't know what the hell I was thinking or doing those days. I remember one particular hall that there was a big mean biker, and he was in recovery. He had time. He had time in prison, but he also had time in recovery, which would made him a good asset for a sponsor. And even he got pissed off at me because I didn't want to deal with him, talk to him, didn't want to acknowledge that I was going to be one of those guys. Me, an alcoholic? Are you kidding? Didn't even acknowledge the concept. Oh yeah, there was the serenity prayer all the time. Did it actually apply to me? Was there actually God listening to me at that point? Did he actually give a shit about little old me? Selfish, self-conscious bastard I am. It was strained at home. It was strained. Dave's getting years of recovery, and he's not sponsoring anybody. He's got enough problems at home as it is. But he talked to people. He was very good at talking with people. But talking to me about my damn alcoholism is a different thing altogether. Take me to meetings. I have to hear it by myself. I'd have to hear it. Screw that noise. Give me a paperback book and I'm reading a damn thing. cut you guys off. I'm there because I got dragged over there because David wanted me there, and so did Ma. The hell did I know? Way to get Johnny out of the house? What, they couldn't deal with Johnny in the bedroom all the time? Johnny wanted to be left alone. I guess maybe it was a mantra or some kind of prayer or something like that. I'm reaping what I sow. I'm trying to deal with what is, what isn't. And it's hard as hell for me even working with it. Excuse me for a second. I gotta check out my dog real fast. For an old lady, she growls. And she's a sweet old girl. See, I'd seen my brother go through recovery, but I'd also seen him go through his hell. And he'd hide it from Ma a great deal because she couldn't deal with it. And he was afraid. He didn't want to lose Ma. He didn't want to lose family. He didn't know what the hell he wanted right after he got out of the Navy. But he was screwed up in the head. Actually, when he went AWOL, or unauthorized absence, he did it to help out Ma for, you know, dealing with Grandma and her stroke situation about nearly a year and a half, but it was also him still getting high and drunk. There had been a time that he had pointed a gun at my face, and I told him that there was a call on the phone for him, his dealer. It should have scared the shit out of me, or pissed me off or something, but I don't even remember how the hell I reacted to it. I just got numb to the whole damn thing. But slowly I was getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of this shit going on with my brother. It's only when he got out of the Navy that he continued the stamp stuff. Getting drunk, coming home. He probably threw up somewhere else, but he definitely threw up one time at home. God, what a mess. We'd bounce from one place to another place, but while he was away in the Navy, we still lived in one particular place that was right by a high school, and I was graduating from there. And after he got out of the Navy and had chicken dinner, he was going to hit his bottom during that time, right after my graduation. He tried to be sober about it. He was happy I graduated, and then he took a nosedive. During those days, I didn't think about alcoholism. I didn't think it actually existed. All I know, my brother was getting high and drunker like crazy, and he was a different person altogether that I didn't realize who the hell he was. And the thing is, nobody knew about alcohol or drug abuse when you're in those kind of days. You don't know what the hell you're dealing with unless you actually, even after you witness the damn thing, is you needed to have other people who've gone through it to give you that kind of perspective and context. I mean, I already had plenty of context. I didn't have the perspective to look at the damn thing. My brother was on the way to highway to hell, or he was going, or he was taking me with it. And Ma threw his ass out. A couple of months later, he comes back in, almost dead, pleading for help. If I had thrown him out for the last time, I think I would never see him again. My life would definitely be changed. Would have been for the better. I try not to dwell on the what if. It didn't happen, but it still scares the crap out of me. A lot of that should have been changing me. A lot of that was pushing me to an edge that I couldn't even deal with. I had to force myself to adapt. Work your ass off. You can't do college. Could have gone out there the same way my brother had, but I had I had no skills, no place to go, no place to call home. Ma was it, so I had to deal with it. I had to work my ass off full time. I had to. I had to. I had to. I had to. Was it easy? Oh hell no. It was never easy. I mean, I screwed up 2 years of college. I should have been figuring this shit out. I never went out with the kids. I never partied like that. But if I had, I didn't remember it. I remember playing a hell of a lot of video games. Between me and my video games were my addict. Were they more important than their grades? It was a way to hide from shit. Very expensive too. Screwed up a lot of part-time jobs, not thinking about alcohol, but just more anything regarding it. Just trying to deal and cope and not able to deal it as I should have, and then I'm just a dime a dozen. Treated as dime a dozen. Hell of all anger and resentment and lack of understanding why things happened the way they did. Pissed off about it. Pissed off at me. Pissed off at life. Pissed off, period. What was I supposed to do? Those days I couldn't even figure the shit out what the hell was going on, despite the fact that my brother was, an alcoholic. For the first year, going to the meetings, one place to another, he was sharing experience, strengths, and hope. He was getting these chips, and people were congratulating him for that. He was still the same asshole. I didn't care for him. In the first year, he gets a cake. I dumped the damn thing on there by accident. Or did I? On the floor. They still forgave me. They still like the damn thing. These things happen in Alcoholics Anonymous, apparently. And he told me something and did something he rarely ever did. He told me that he loved me. And he hugged the crap out of me. How do you deal with that? During that time, I didn't even know how to deal with that. I didn't even know what the hell love was. Watching my brother's ass because I didn't want Ma to get on both my ass and his ass. We didn't have that relationship growing up. He thought he did. I don't know if I actually felt it. Getting a lot older and seeing how he's broken down piece of shit coming out of the Navy with tall tales and tall stories, and I thought he was full of shit. And it was at that point I thought he was full of shit for a long while. Picked up this trait of telling people bullshit. And it was hard as hell for me to hear and see it. I didn't know how to deal with it. And he was also trying to be honest about what the hell was going on. I couldn't determine fact from fiction from this guy. And during those days, I was more concerned about protecting my own ass than him, instead of his. He was a guy trying to get his brother back. And at times I didn't let him. At times I didn't let him. I was too damn afraid of his ass. I was too damn afraid he was going to backstab her or do something that was going to get him busted. A couple of times by someone else's activity, he did get busted. Got a little record. When you're an alcoholic, you get a record. I'm smarter than that. I got to stay the hell away from the damn cops. Stay away from them. Don't trust them. They're the enemy. The thoughts and feelings I had a long time ago. And I was angry. I was angry at him, angry at myself, angry period. Didn't even realize why. Or maybe I was angry at God for keeping me here for some damn reason. I know I was just looking for a reason to be and continuing to stay angry. Pretend you're happy. Pretend, pretend, pretend. I loved Ma, and I resented the living crap out of her. I watched my brother's ass because we had to. Survival. In his first few years, he tried so hard to get my trust. And all I could do was watch his ass on the street. He said, brother, you gotta protect his ass. He was teaching me a lot during those days, too. Had to count on yourself. No, that wasn't it. Had to count on each other. Your brothers are supposed to watch your ass. I never knew how to think or feel during those days. I agree, lost confused would be the common things to say. I messed up in my life. A lot of things I messed up in my life. I could have blamed everybody. I didn't even blame myself. I don't know who the hell I was angry or blaming at. Maybe it was God. Probably. Maybe God was. I don't know. I don't know what the maybe, and I don't know how to conclude on that one. It was. It was difficult those days. I was angry and confused and didn't know who the hell I was. And I used Lego as a creative crutch. 20-year-old playing with his Legos and building shit. Just to deal with life. One time I was building creations in my bedroom. Pour the shit out in your bed and pour through the pieces and make your creations. And pretend that you're somewhere or someone else. Just to stay the hell away from reality. You want to hear the weirdest sixth thing is? When you also wanted to depend upon a fantasy too damn much. When you see other things that you could have been or could have been through, you wanted to run and escape, and that was me. I was going to run. I was going to escape. I was going to leave reality. I didn't give a shit. Back in the 80s, as a teenager, sometimes you didn't need the alcohol. You'd use something else in the form of alcohol. And sometimes I had to switch to imagination. Just as deadly as alcohol on some occasions. And I'd look at these other fictional worlds. And I prayed like heavy to go. I didn't want to deal with David. I didn't want to deal with Ma. I didn't want to deal with life. I wanted to run. Run, you cur, run. It got to a point, even when I was going to college, I'd get home before Ma would because she'd be at work and David's somewhere else. I'd get home, I'd get geared up of something, and I was ready to run. Give me that damn magical border. I was going to go through it and just run through it and never look back. I wanted to run and hide and not deal with Ma, not deal with David, not deal with anything back there. I thought I could be of help. I thought. I was so damn disappointed when those things didn't happen. I was geared up, ready to run. Plaid shirt, t-shirt on the knees, Levi's, hiking boots, backpack full of gear and food and emergency water. Give me the go, I was out the door. Sometimes I dress like that going to school and come back that way. Not with the backpack full of gear, but full of school books. But I was ready to run. I wanted to leave so damn badly, it hurt. But I couldn't leave. I was too damn afraid of life out there. I didn't know how, and I didn't want to deal with life out there. I wanted to deal with the fictional world. It looked a hell of a lot better. I could survive in the damn thing. I kept telling myself. It got back to a point where even David was getting in his recovery phase. That all that damn backpack food, we ate it all up. It was only a couple of years later, a few years later, that David took me to my first Codependence Anonymous meeting. And in this meeting, I was discovering more things about myself that I didn't even realize. There's a power out there greater than myself that would have restored me to sanity. I was trying to keep my ass alive. It wasn't called my brother or my mother. It was called God. God saved my ass a long time ago in a heart operation and everything else I had been through. Why the hell would he abandon me now? Because my own damn head would tell me otherwise. So here I am listening to a codependent meeting at this point in some area of the San Fernando Valley, and then we go out for coffee, me and my brother. And I told him about my misadventures of the mind and wanting to leave. It never went to mom. Some things you left it with other people until you're ready to deal with it. And I wasn't telling Ma about this kind of stuff. I didn't know how the hell she'd be able to deal with it. Poor me. But we confessed under a higher power, watching, and hadn't talked to about it much, except on a few audio recordings when I really got into the mood of having to say it. I was in a shower this morning, going over my road to recovery of sorts, knowing that there are different paths to recovery. And you still needed to be honest with yourself. Oh, the gear's long gone. All of it's gone. Maybe about a piece or two, maybe missing, are still here. It would have been nice. I mean, I could have still used the backpack for camping if I wanted to, but everything else is gone. Everything. Not the memories. I never could quite admit to myself that I was codependent, that I was dependent upon others for my own survival, emotionally and spiritually and physically. All I knew is I had to keep working. But I couldn't hide this shit from myself, that's for damn sure. I couldn't identify myself as an alcoholic during those days because I didn't know if I was one or not. But I was alcoholic like minded because I was a self destructive son of a bitch in the inside. I wanted to leave, even in the worst way. This shit I haven't even talked to a therapist about yet. Once in a while, I'd go to a meeting with my brother and talk about it. After I started my route into Alcoholics Anonymous. Don't ask me when my first drink was. I don't even remember it. I mean, a lot of alcoholics would remember it. Me, maybe I did my own version of alcohol a long time ago, but I don't. I'm still having an issue with mine. But the road to recovery is when you actually do require. No, screw it. Not require. No, absolutely need that connection to a higher power and say, look, I don't know what the hell's going on. What I don't understand any of it. What do you want from me? What do you want of yourself, John? I wanted to feel love. Like I was loved, and I loved my family. I wanted a life. I wanted to live. If I am alcoholic, like mine is self-destructive, narcissistic, son of a bitch, dependent upon chemical addiction, floating around in a damn brace, shit. If I was drinking, I didn't even remember it. Well, I do remember I was spiritually bankrupt. I know that much. So, I kept seeing my brother going through the meetings, even after we moved from the San Fernando Valley to the Antelope Valley. And that's when it really was hitting me. That's when I hit bottom. And concerning about the story I was told, piece of it I remember and other pieces not. Being self-destructive and wanting to kill myself, that was another story altogether. Yeah, I guess I did. Maybe somewhere I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Maybe somehow everything else was not so Jake. I wanted so much to kill myself, it wasn't even funny. If I was that despondent. Story was I grabbed guns out of my brother's bottom drawer of his dresser and put them in a bag. I was going to take them to work, and I was going to get geared up. I got geared up right for insanity. Damn clothing. I was going to make it the last day, I guess. I'd wear the dress clothes underneath, but overhead, a vest, a flak jacket, not a flak jacket, one of those Desert BDU shirts, and I had shoes, not the warrior shoes, just regular office shoes. Take a shower, get the gear together. Didn't realize if the gun's in there or not. Didn't care. I didn't care that day. Feed the dogs. I buy them all, I guess. I say that hi or shit to my brother. Kept trying to get my attention. It didn't help. I was focused. I didn't know where the hell I was. Except going to a damn bus. Busing from Antelope Valley over to the workstation over in the Warner Center. Warner Center is Woodland Hills territory. Office. Businesses. Tall buildings. Target. Damn bus. I'm focused at this point over here. I didn't even realize what the hell's going on. I get through security. They don't have metal detectors during those days. At least not in the building I was in. lose the ID, you get to sign in and sign out. I'm staring, focused, getting up in an elevator. Get up to the second level. Co-workers, about 10 of them, giving me the weirdest look, including supervisor. I guess they dropped out real fast. Take a few calls, get pissed off at them. I didn't give a shit. Next thing I know is I got security, plainclothes, asking me if I'm John Weaver. Yeah, what do you want? We need for you to come with us. Oh, fuck you. I get picked up, dragged over there. Down to the HR department. And while they give me the riot act, I'm just letting it go into one area at the other. And I wanted to see my own damn piece. You're going to fire my ass, fire my ass. There's my supervisor. There's an HR supervisor. They're worried about me. Ooh, what the mouth. I had enough of their shit, telling me anything and everything that I didn't like about the company and everything else going bad. If I'm going to be getting fired, fire my ass. That was the attitude right there. I was going to die anyway. If I had the guns, I'd be taking them out and shooting people. Or shoot myself. And not even think about the damn consequences. I get from HR all the way up back to my station, packing shit up. I'm going to leave. I'm going to say, fuck this shit. Here they come again, the bully boys. So grab the 2 boxes, go back downstairs, same place. They're going to give me 3 days, and there goes the mouth again. Swear to God, if I had the guns, I'd be shooting these people left and right. It didn't matter if I was going to die or not. I was going to go crazy. I lost it. I lost sanity. I lost reality. I was it. I had enough. I was saying, fuck it to everybody. If I had a gun over there, I'd be shooting people left and right. You know, I did say that my brother did take all those armaments out of the bag and put them into the drawer, right? Yeah, he did. Okay. But it didn't happen. All I did was mouth off, grab boxes, went outside. Of course, this one will never be put on YouTube. I'll never get processed. This will get buried alive like the worm it is. But I had to get this off my chest anyway. That's where I went into AA. That night, I called my brother in the middle of the sidewalk. Tell him I need help. I want to come home. I tell him when I get home. That's almost like a 150-mile trip. He made it about less than an hour. Took about 2 hours because of the damn traffic. My brother found a faster way to get through. So we got home. He kept trying to tell me what the hell was going on. He kept asking me in the trip. I was going to tell him. I didn't remember that we had cops searching for me when I was waiting for my brother. I didn't remember that. I remember trying to get some chips and salsa. I had the idea of it, but I remember mouthing off to a reporter in LA Times. I don't know what the hell I was doing during those days. I really didn't. All I knew is I was losing my damn mind. I was losing my mind. And scared shitless, too. I was absolutely scared shitless. I go to the meeting hall with my brother. We got home that night. Let me back up on that one. Dave kept trying to ask me what the hell was going on. I couldn't talk to him. I couldn't face him. I was just utter destroyed. Got home, then I told him. Dave knew. He knew it was time. So that night we went over to the meeting hall, and we must have stayed about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning talking with a couple of guys in AA. Starbucks. Now we're talking program. We're talking program. I guess it was the first time in my life I was grateful. A high power really tried to save my ass this time. And this story will never be put on YouTube. It won't, because of the language and because of the material on it. They'll find it offensive. So a little bit later today, I got to water it down and put it a watered down version of it on YouTube, without the guns, without the violence talked about. But I damn came close to killing myself. This is my fourth step I'm talking about. This is my fourth step. I don't recall if I ever drank, but I had all the characteristics of an alcoholic. If I had drank, if I remember drinking, I guess I would be a true alcoholic, wouldn't I? I was so damn afraid. I was ashamed of talking with Dave and Ma over this. Program was our life during those days. It was necessary. Kept us going. Well, I didn't go to meetings, but she was already in the program. She had already been to OA meetings for a long while. We lost good people who were family members to us. But this I had to do. This I had to say. This I had to go through. I mean, I wish I could put this on YouTube and put it as unlisted, but they won't even allow me to download this shit because they'll do safety checks on it. So I said before, I'm going to have to water it down tonight, put it out there. See, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. But there's so much to talk about.